Another question here. The questioner asks, Muawiyah spent his days cursing and swearing at Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. Why is he still held in high regard by Ahl Sunnah? If there is ikhtilaf on this issue, should one remain silent or be against Muawiyah radiallahu anhum ajma'in? This is a very famous quote mentioned by these people, that Muawiyah radiallahu anhu cursed Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu from the pulpits. For many years, in fact, for over 14 years now, I have been asking the Shia to show a narration which mentions Muawiyah radiallahu anhu cursing Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu, or ordering another person to curse. What tends to be cited is a narration that a person comes into the court of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, and Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu asks them, why do you not curse Ali? And then that companion will cite the virtues of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu. This happened with Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhuma. He came into the presence of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu. Muawiyah radiallahu anhu asked him, why do you not curse Ali? And Ibn Abbas started to cite the different virtues of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu. So rather than cursing Sayyiduna Ali, Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu was encouraging people to recite the virtues of Sayyiduna Ali. Why was he doing this? He was doing this because there were people present who thought that Sayyiduna Ali had no virtue. So when the companions of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would enter, he would make them recite the different virtues of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu. If he was a tyrant, as those people would want us to believe, a tyrant like Fir'aun or tyrant like other people, he would have martyred that very companion for even reciting any virtue of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu, which he did not do. Someone may say, then why did Umar bin Abdul Aziz stop the cursing of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu? The answer, remember, Umar bin Abdul Aziz became Khalifa in the year 99 and passed away in the year 101. The cursing of Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu, the inception of that was not done by Amir Muawiyah. Someone may say, but Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu stipulated that the cursing should not be done. I say such reports are not authentic. Why? Because Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu would not have given oath of allegiance to a man who cursed Sayyiduna Ali. This is an insult. This in fact is an insult to Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu. To say that Sayyiduna Ali, okay, the person may say he didn't give bay'ah, but according to Rijal Kashi and other sources, Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu gave oath of allegiance. If he did not give oath of allegiance, he had enough strength and power in order to defeat this person. Yet Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu did not defeat him, he made peace with him. If they held Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan in a high esteem, like they do regarding Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hussein, they would hold gatherings in commemoration or anniversary for Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhu. But never have I heard regarding matam, mourning being done for Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan. Never do you hear of anyone beating their chest for Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan. Why the skip from Ali Imam al-Hasan to Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hussein? If Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan, according to them, was martyred by Amir Muawiyah, the father of Yazid, if Sayyiduna Amir Muawiyah martyred Sayyiduna Ali Imam al-Hasan radiallahu anhuma, then why not hold 40 days of mourning after the martyrdom date? This is not done. Why the specification for the day of Karbala only? So, for this person to claim that the cursing was done by Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, the answer is no such report has ever been authenticated. And neither has this practice ever been proven from Amir Muawiyah. The person asks, Shia beliefs are that Umar radiallahu anhu was behind the death of Sayyidah Fatima radiallahu anhu. So what is the Sunni view? Now, this sums up the entire argument. This question sums up the entire argument. The fallacious claim that Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu martyred Sayyidatuna Fatima radiallahu anha, and Sayyiduna al-Imam Ali radiallahu anhu prayed prayers behind him. Sayyiduna al-Imam Ali radiallahu anhu, who fought in Siffin and fought in Jamal, fought his enemies. This warrior of the Arabs did not take revenge for Sayyidatun Nisa. Does this make any common sense? Does it make any sense for us to believe that Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu was dragged on the streets and was disgraced, and his wife was killed according to this questioner and according to that group, and yet Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu stayed silent and subdued? Wal-iyadu billah. This in fact sums up the very conspiracy theory which starts from the caliphate of Sayyiduna Abu Bakr Siddiq. The question is, in the caliphate of Sayyiduna Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, did the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam leave a wasiyah, a will, that after me Ali radiallahu anhu shall be Imam? This is the start of the conspiracy theory. Then the conspiracy theory goes on to say that over 100,000 companions agreed upon Sayyiduna Abu Bakr Siddiq. Over 100,000 people were involved in this conspiracy. Then this conspiracy goes on to say that Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu was subdued to such an extent that his wife is killed, his child is killed, his house is burnt down to the ground, and Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu does not ask for justice. Likewise, Sayyiduna al-Imam al-Hassan does not take justice. Likewise, Sayyiduna al-Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anhu does not take justice. This is the starting point of the entire conspiracy. This then moves on to other historical events that occurred in Muslim history. From those historical events, this moves on to disputes regarding other branches of Iman, and other branches like, for instance, is it an obligation upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to appoint an Imam? According to 12 theology, it would be an obligation upon Allah. According to Sunni theology, the answer would be no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not obliged. Likewise, other disputes regarding mut'a, temporary marriage, likewise the fiqh, jurisprudence. But the start of this very dispute starts from this conspiracy theory. How can an individual believe that Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu killed Sayyidatuna Fatima radiallahu anha? This is absurd. And then Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu married the daughter of Sayyiduna Ali. Now some of them reject that historical fact, but they would have to reject the historical fact. Why? Because then that would mean the very murderer marries the daughter of the woman he murdered. Wal-iyadu billah. This sums up the entire conspiracy theory. Based on this foundation, then the person peruses through different Sunni books and tries to find and takes things out of context. One example of a decontextualized quote is then one of them says that Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu placed his hand into the backside of a camel, and they quote this, when in reality, if you check the report, the camels of the sadaqat, the charity, were brought, and some of them were injured. The wording of the hadith is that Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu placed his arm into the wound, and he said, if these camels are not treated right, then Umar is responsible. But what is their public told? That he placed the hand into the backside. They mistranslate the Arabic and they spread this on social media, on internet sites. This is examples of the stupidity. So this entire conspiracy theory starts from this. Inshallah, we will stop here, and we will be supplicating for Sayyiduna al-Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anhu. After Isha prayer, I will be here and stay here for questions and answers, inshaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazallahu anna Sayyidina Muhammadun sallallahu